Hey, welcome back to Future Hand. My name is Julian. We're going to get into the charts in just a second here, so stick around.
Pigs and
Okay,
dogs.
April 6th, 2023. Let's get into the charts and see what's going on. De-dollarization, is that a thing? What is happening? Are countries ditching USD? What is happening to Bitcoin in this time? Let's get into it. This is the monthly chart, Bitcoin versus US dollar chart on the monthly time frame. So each one of these candles represents 1 month in time, going all the way back to the bottom of 2012 and the top of the first bull run, which was $1,000 or $1,100 in 2013. So I've set up some parallel channels here just to give us an idea of where Bitcoin has been and where it could be going in the future based on these lines. So this is a logarithmic scale. So these networks grow and print like records. So the bigger it grows, the bigger this circle gets, and it just keeps going and going as more users adopt the network. So I want to switch this for 1 sec from a logarithmic scale just to the regular scale. I'm not going to change the lines, but it's going to give us the projection of these lines and where they go. Boom. Where did they go? They went immediately to the sky. We know that Bitcoin is going to go there. It's just a matter of when and how long will it take people to realize that their money is safer in something with a finite supply, true scarcity, and security like Bitcoin has. Now, let's get zoomed in here a little bit. It gives us an idea of what is just kind of happening now based on the previous bull market top, so the candle money top as well as the wick high top. And you can see that the wick high top was the previous breakout for the runs to 64 and then a 69K top. So we can see that this is a major area of volume that we would have to break through in order for this thing to continue upward. And this price range is from the $29,000 top that we've been hitting here to approximately $35,000. So I think this month could look again like a spinning top, just like February was, and that could be between $34,000 and as low as $25,000, really. So we don't know what's going to happen. There's a lot of things changing in the market. The de-dollarization. So what is this de-dollarization that's going on? Essentially, people are wising up to the fact that US dollar is not really necessary, especially when they keep inflating it the way they do and just destroying the economy. So they've been doing this since basically World War One. After World War One, they were crashing stock markets then, and the U.S. dollar was taking precedent over the pound sterling at that time. Go all the way forward to the Second World War, and international trade was being conducted in the U.S. dollar under the Bretton Woods Agreement. So, more and more of the world's trade was being settled in U.S. dollars as time went on, and we continued the war machine, right? So, what happened in the 70s, with the inflation of the money supply, as well as people replicating that dollar, you couldn't back it with something like gold that had a limited supply that you had to mine and pay for to get it out, right? It had too much value, and you couldn't back monopoly money with the gold standard, which is why they had to remove it. But removing it allowed them to inflate the money supply even more, benefit their markets, and bail their banks out, their friends from the bank out whenever they had to. And just the debasement of the dollar this entire time has just been asinine. And we're starting to see trade from other countries and you adopting other currencies to settle their trade take over these markets, which is going to change things for us huge. So I personally believe that Bitcoin is one of the safest places for your money. And if we look at this chart, let's go to another monthly perspective here, where I've got the fibs pulled out. It is bouncing off these things perfectly. This is where I made a prediction. So back in October, before we hit the lows in November, I made the prediction of $15,400 approximately, and we hit it perfectly. And it's based off these fibs from the move from the 2020 crash. And it's based off these fibs from the 2020 crash to the 2021 top of 69K. So, and that bottom, let's go down to that bottom. What was that? $3,700 approximately, right? So massive moves, massive moves. And even from then to now, we're at 639% gain. So what is happening now? Let's keep zooming in. What's going on? So we know that we bounced off the 50% fib level of the larger move of that cycle, right? So $15,400 was the bottom, the 50% fib level, and now we have caught the 38.2% fib level as support after breaking through in January. So massive gains. You can see we dipped out of the support again. We've traded quite a few months in this range, so wasn't unlikely to see this big dip and a shakeout before things got moving again. We are now above the 38.2% fib level of the bearish retracement from the entire bear market of 2022. So very significant for us to see us holding this level of support, and that's coming at approximately $27,381. So this is what I'm watching for now, but I'm wondering if the US has got some last-ditch effort to bring strength back to their dollar. Are they going to start dumping a bunch of positions on people in order to get the Dixie coming back up again? If we look at where the Dixie is, here's the US dollar index on the monthly. You can see it's been having a rough time, but kind of looking like a double bottom now. So what's going to happen? And it's really tough to say because we haven't seen anything like this in the market, and the US dollar is about to collapse. Like, that's the reality here, or something really dramatic happens. So anyway, the other thing I wanted to show you too was this is the Bitcoin daily chart in the beginning. So this is going back to 2011, 2012 when we first started charting the data. Look at how unstable this market was. Like, it was crazy. It was all over the place. So just like anything else, the longer you hold something, the more secure it becomes and the more stable it becomes. And the longer you hold, the more money you're going to make. And that's been proven time and time again with Bitcoin. And people keep asking me, where's the value? How does it hold its value? And if we switch this from the price to percentage gains, and let's look at the entire history here, we're looking at a 257,477% gain from the beginning to now. Okay. The $69,000 top was a 634,000% gain. And it is going back there. It's just a matter of when. We've been given this illusion of savings for so long that does not work, especially with the inflation we're seeing now. So I hope you've enjoyed this content. Let's get it out there. Like, share, do the things. It's time for us to open our eyes to the new innovations in money. We haven't had innovation or disruptive innovation like this ever in the economy, and it's about time the lower class gets more access. Hang in there, and we'll catch you in the next one.
Pigs and Bogs.